Hello my wonderful viewers, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now Senator Natasha Akpabio has come out to confirm the attack on the family resident and also to blame Akpabio. We can recall that Niger News reported that unknown gunmen on Tuesday attacked the family house of Senator Natasha Akpabio, and confirming this attack in a statement to newsmen on Thursday. Natasha's chief press secretary, Mr. Israel, condemned the attack on the senator's family house, and he also stated that it appeared to be a calculated assault in direct response to Senator Natasha's courage stance against Senator Akpabio. The statement read in part, "We condemn the brazen attack on Senator Natasha's Akpabio's family house in Kogi State on Tuesday, April 15. Armed men mistakenly believed that Senator Natasha was present, vandalized the window in her grandfather's house. Unfortunately, security operatives swift responded and repelled the attackers. This calculated assault appeared to be a direct response to Senator Natasha's courageous stand against Senate President Akpabio, whom she accused of sexual harassment. We urge the Inspector General of Police to immediately reinstate her security details." You know, this is really bad because for this Nigeria, we never see any senator where they suspend. After they don't suspend the senator finish, they can't withdraw all the security men attached to that senator. It's wrong. It's wrong and it's wrong. It's so bad and so unfortunate that Nigerians get the kind leaders and where they get. Leaders that does not even listen to the cry of the people. When people they call out these leaders, say wait till now do they wrong and it's unconstitutional, they know they listen. That is what is actually happening. Nigerians have reacted to this matter, so I go leave the video make una watch how Nigerians still react to this. Please drop your comment with us in the comment section. We want to know your thoughts concerning this. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. Subscription is for you to be able to be seeing our updates as we are dropping our news, and also help us to like and share our videos. Thank you.
If not for the grace, goodness, and mercy of God, the senator representing Kogi Central, Senator Natasha Akpabio, would have been a corpse by now. She would have been dead, as there was an assassination attempt on her life in her family house. Recently, she accused the Senate President and former governor of Kogi State, Akpabio, of trying to assassinate her, that they were planning, that they were the one behind her recall. And the issue have been going back and forth. The cases in court, there are petitions before the Inspector General of Police, a whole lot of issues surrounding Senator Natasha Akpabio's altercation with Senate President Akpabio and the former governor of Kogi State, Akpabio. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You will recall that when Senator Natasha Akpabio was to hold a get-together with her constituency, the police and the state declared that, they placed an embargo on movement in the state. They said nobody is allowed to move. They blocked the land, they blocked the waterways, and they even declared a curfew, just so that Senator Natasha Akpabio would not be able to meet with her constituency. But damning the consequence, Senator Natasha Akpabio flew into her country home with an helicopter. Now, this is where she began to have problem. That particular step caused a lot of pain for the Senate President Akpabio, the former governor of Kogi State, Akpabio, and the incumbent governor, Usman Ododo, because they are told that after their permutation, how is this lady, how was she able to breach all their permutation? Don't forget that the police was also involved. And when the rally was held at our country home, it went viral. I think viral is an understatement. Something can be viral and not be global. The rally went global. And when that rally went global, they were paying. they felt very embarrassed. And you will recall that the Commissioner of Information in the state said that it is the police that would determine the fate of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, having held a rally against the order of the state and the police. But then again, I think the police was afraid of embarrassing itself further. So since then, they have not talked about arresting or charging Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Now, after this, Senator Natasha Akpoti departed Kogi State, then she sent her brother home. This is as regards the assassination attempt that occurred apparently on Tuesday night, has been reported. And I will read you a statement by the media team of the senator in a moment. Now, the assassination attempt occurred in the family house of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan in Obieba, Ihima, Kogi State. So some of you that are from Kogi State will know what I'm talking about. They call it Obieba, Ihima in Kogi State. Now, when that assassination attempt happened, this is exactly what transpired. The junior brother of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the junior brother went to the country home in her constituency. He took some contractors home so that they can inspect some project. You know that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is good at delivering the dividends of democracy to her constituency. So she sent her brother home to go and inspect the locations and mobilize for an upcoming project. So when people saw the vehicle, the convoy, and all the setting, they thought that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is around. So I haven't thought that the senator is around. When it was now evening, at exactly about 1 a.m., as it was reported, the gunmen reportedly struck with guns, arms and ammunition, cutlasses, and different kind of arms to arm the senator. The senator was their target, and I'll tell you the reason why I said the senator was their target in a moment. The senator was apparently their target because they didn't auto-arm anybody, but they destroyed some properties, including the windows in that particular house. Now, that our brother that went home for the project was the one that they thought, oh, the senator is around. And that is why, kudos to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for being wise, for not going home, not to talk of spending the night. Rather, she sent her brother. But then there was a political miscalculation in that regard. This is apparently the work of assailants, or should I call it political assailant, who may be the political disciples, apparently, of the former governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, and his political godson, the incumbent governor, Usman Ododo. Now, this is where it gets a little bit dicey. You see, this assassination attempt, Yaya Bello himself may not know about it. Usman Ododo may not know about it. Now, Akpabio may not even know about it. You see, when you occupy an high political office in Nigeria, you have some political loyalists that are ready to fight your battle, even if you don't send them on an errand. There's no politician in Nigeria that don't have what we call private militia. All of them allegedly have a private militia, and I have done a scientific research where I assert that when you are a politician and you are rising to stardom in Nigeria, even if you don't want a private militia, the private militia would naturally evolve, because there will be people flocking around you. There will be people who will be overzealous, who will be trying to kind of like play their love you more than God approved, who will be willing to do anything for you. So this may be the work of political assailant, of which, in the true sense of it, from my lens, Yaya Bello may not even be aware. But when the deed has been done, he may now be briefed that, oh, Baba, we took this action. That babe don't dey fuck up. Now me do that runs because I know say that babe don't fuck up for your side, and you will be our Baba anytime, any day. Now, you know those kind of a thing. So even Yaya Bello may not be aware. Now, these are the issues. You see, these are political assailants, as I asserted, because they didn't kill anyone. And that's one of the modus operandi of assailants. When assassins, if they want to carry out a job, they go for their target. If they don't meet their target, they won't touch anything, they won't touch anybody. And this is what happened in the family house of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan in Obeiba, Ihima, Kogi State. They didn't touch anything, they didn't touch anybody. When they couldn't get hold of their target, who happens to be Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, they left. And perhaps, maybe they would have wreaked havoc if not for the timely intervention of the civil defense that were around at that particular point in time, and the local community themselves who are lovers of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, they all rally round, mobilize, and before you know it, the assailants apparently had to flee. Now, this is one of the implications of the Senate withdrawing as security. You will recall that when Senator Natasha Akpoti was suspended, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, during plenary, passed out a prayer that those in support that security be withdrawn say hi. And some of the senators they were saying hi. And I remember the former Senate President, Senator Ahmed Lawan, rose to say that, well, he is not saying that do not suspend Senator Natasha, but don't withdraw as security, because of what gain is it to the Senate if anything happens to her? And if you set that precedent, tomorrow it may be your turn and they will also withdraw your security. And don't forget that if they withdraw as security, definitely the one that she is going around with as escort every day, including the one in her country home, will be withdrawn. So that means that that particular their family house was left vulnerable because the Senate had withdrawn as security. Well, what I can say is shame on the Nigerian Senate. How would it have looked like if she has been assassinated? Then both of you, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, will now be suspending plenary. They will now be, they now be saying, "Oh, she was a good lady." This, that, this. Shame on the Nigerian Senate, and it is a shame the way the males have been conducting themselves. The males in the Nigerian Senate, the men there, have been conducting themselves as if they don't have problem with their wives. As if their wives, don't usually offend them. And if their wives offend them, definitely will they put the life of their wife on the line. So it's been a shameful conduct by withdrawing our security, which has led to an assassination attempt on her life in our country home. Now, there is a political dimension to this assassination attempt, which is the politics of governorship ambition and the politics of senatorial ambition. Now, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is a senator, but she has contested for governorship before, and people have been influencing her to contest for governorship again. Now, this is where the problem is. If she contests for governor, she will be contesting against Usman Ododo, who is apparently afraid of her political mightiness in the state and her growing popularity. Now, if she contests for senator again, there are reports that Yaya Bello is interested in contesting to be a senator in 2027. Well, before you say Jesus is Lord, I too thought of it that is it not the same Yaya Bello that is currently facing corruption charges with the EFCC? Well, that is Nigeria for you. That's the kind of politics we play. And I can tell you that if Yaya Bello can play ball with the key people and the right people, definitely Yaya Bello may be on the ballot in 2027, and they may even rig the election in his favor. And before you know it, somebody that is supposed to allegedly be in prison will be making laws for the Nigerian populace. So the politics of 2027 ambition, I think, has a role to play in this alleged assassination attempt, in the sense that Natasha is being pushed by some people to be a governor. And don't forget that she said it on her Rise News that she would beat both Yaya Bello and Usman Ododo if they appear on the same ballot together. Join two of them together, she's going to defeat them. And if she's going to contest in 2027 for senatorial election, it will be a very tough battle between her and Yaya Bello. But what I can say is the Nigerian government should make sure that Natasha is adequately protected. Nothing must happen to that senator, else it will be a major issue. And my utmost fear is that in this Nigeria, Muritala Mohammed was killed. Nothing happened. Bola Ige, an attorney general of the federation, was killed. Nothing happened. Dele Giwa was killed. Nothing happened. Dipo Dino, the bright candidate under ACN then in Ogun State, some of you will know him, Otumba Dipo Dino, was killed. Nothing happened. Funshaw Williams was killed. Nothing happened. And so many others. So the question is, if Natasha had been killed, what would have happened? But thank God that she escaped, and thank God that she wasn't involved. Thank God that she wasn't even at home at that point in time. So the point now is for the Nigerian Senate to immediately restore her security, and for the Nigerian Police DSS, being a person of interest to political figures, should grant her adequate security.
That's wonder shall never end. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan escaped RIP. Wonder shall never end. According to the news, they said no gunmen stormed a family house to go and buy her. And immediately she left her family house. Like, she said, when the rally was going on in Kogi State, where they banned her not to come to Kogi State, when she eventually entered Kogi State, she explained what happened, how the unfortunate Senate President, Akpabio, and Yahaya Bello, they were planning her assassination just to buy her, for her not to continue this case with the unfortunate Senate President, Akpabio. When this issue came out, they thought, oh, you carry different news. The first time you said the unfortunate Senate President want to knock you or sexual harass you, blah, blah, blah. Now you came up with this ROIP issue again. Bro, not quite long. No government went to her family house in search of her to buy her. Like, I don't understand. Then you will know that this woman's life is in danger. Like, we told the unfortunate Senate President, Akpabio, we said if anything happened to Senator Natasha, Akpabio needs to be held responsible, because that woman has not done anything wrong to Akpabio. So I do not see any reason why Akpabio want to eliminate this woman, want to buy this woman. I do not see any reason. This is a family house. They are trying to, silence this woman. They are trying all ways to silence this woman. Like, if you ask me why now, why are they doing this? Because they know that everything that Senator Natasha, she's saying the truth. Akpabio knows Senator Natasha have evidence of what she's talking about. Because you cannot tell me, see, Nigeria, that country, it's so unfortunate to see that the people that are ruling that country, they are the terrorists. People that are ruling Nigeria are the terrorists hitting Nigeria, for real. Because when Senator Natasha broke out saying that Akpabio, the unfortunate Senate President, and the ex-governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, said they should buy her, but not in Abuja, but in her state, Kogi State, so that people will not suspect them. The reason why they wanted to buy her in Kogi State, so that they would think it is one of these all these, all these normal crime that do take place in the northern part of Nigeria. But Senator Natasha got to blow the air. Anyway, not that if Nigeria is working, we all know that the people that are controlling the government, the courts, the police, all these things, is APC. So that's why when anybody lay complaint of, okay, so and so person is planning to buy me, they don't do them anything. Because in recent, they are supposed to arrest the unfortunate Senate President and that so-called Yahaya Bello. Now, with what Senator Natasha said has finally come to pass, although they did not say how to buy her, but they destroyed things in her family house. You see what Nigeria has turned into. You see what these leaders, what they have turned Nigeria into. When they have issue with anybody, they buy those people. Whenever they have issue, like, okay, just the way the unfortunate Senate President now have issue with Senator Natasha. The unfortunate Senate President, Akpabio, his thinking is to eliminate Senator Natasha. That's what that man have in his head. His own is just to buy her. He don't want to see Senator Natasha, existing on this earth. That's what that man have in his mind. And that is crazy. That is crazy. Nigeria cannot get better like this. We are crying of this Fulani Esme by innocent people, and the politician will still be adding their oath to it. You cannot tell me this is ordinary or no government. These are not ordinary. These are politicians that send these people to a family house. The politicians send these people to a family house to go and buy her. Like, what's the meaning of that? What will you guys gain when you buy her? Just because she said, oh, the unfortunate Senate President, Akpabio, harassed me. Must you buy her for that? Must you? This is crazy. This is crazy. Senator Natasha now, her life is in danger. Whenever she goes to Kogi State, she cannot sleep there because of what? She will be, scared of her life. That's crazy. Goes like Akpabio, you guys just need to leave. Make una free this woman. Free her. Let her be, for Christ's sake. Let her be. Now, I read in blog, the police, they are saying that about the assassination case that Senator Natasha brought. She said about Gospel Akpabio, she don't have concrete evidence. Now she don't have concrete evidence. But now that no government went to her house to buy her, what will you guys say about that now?